Hi, everyone. Let's see. Hi, guys. Happy almost holidays, right? I cannot believe it is the 23rd. I can't believe it. I am super excited to be on here, though, with you guys today and show you the new Mithmillo ArtFit gels. They're gorgeous. I did notice that on Sweetie Nail Supply, you can purchase the entire collection, or you can even purchase them individually. Hi. Here are the colors. So they call them a limited edition drawing gel collection. They are definitely like gel paints, right? So they are pigmented. They are no wipe. They are really easy to paint with. So the biggest difference when you're using gel paints compared to gels is when you're painting with gel paints, they're going to hold their shape. They're going to hold the place. You could do an entire design without curing, right? When you're playing with regular gels, it's going to run up your brush. It's going to be a little bit like it's going to disperse and it's going to self-level. These are gel paints. So they did a great job of giving us a variety of colors so you do not have to mix much. Like, look, there's even a turquoise. That's odd, like rare. I love turquoise, so I think that's a great addition to the colors. But you've got your white, you've got a great skin tone, right? So if you do characters, etc., got a great skin tone. You even have cheek, which is going to be that blush when you do a little blush on your characters, already mixed up for you, so you don't have to make one. You've got your pink and a couple different types of purples, a hot pink, a gorgeous red, orange, yellow, greens, 2 greens, so you can mix them for sure. Yes, they're beautiful. You've got this one, they're calling it mint. I would call that a turquoise with white. It'd definitely be a mint. You got a light blue, a regular blue, and a dark blue. All right, so they're really nice. And then you've got black, you already have a mixed gray, and you've got 2 browns, which is also rare and awesome. So when you get the entire collection, it's going to look like this. It's a box. It's like this. Look at them. I mean, how cute are they? Okay, so they are in foam. And, oh, let me get one out. All right. So they look like this. The gel is covered in there. All right. Oh, hold on there. Look. If you get the collection right now, you can see it. You can see how nice they are just by looking at these little cubes. They're precious. And while supplies last, you also get a palette like this. Okay, so you don't have to have all the bigger pots out on your table. So what I did was decanted a little bit of each in here. And now all I have to do is have this little palette on my table instead of the pots. And look how little I used. So like the best thing about gel paints, man, they last a long time because you only need a little bit. You use them very thinly, really. You can use all types of different brushes. I'm going to get the cute little pots out of the way because this box takes up my whole table, whereas we do not need that, right? But aren't they precious? I mean, hello. I love a presentation like that. I love a palette of good colors. So Mithmillo did an amazing job. So here's what we're going to play with today. Okay, we're going to do some really simple designs. I just want to show you how they move on the nail. Hi, Sheridan. Oh, I know you've been eyeing these up. Yep. So they're really, really nice. And the tools that I'm going to, is it thick enough to use as a padding gel? I don't know. I can try. Maybe we'll try if we have time. I haven't tried them that way because I have a lot of good padding gels, you know, like from Diami, that kind of thing. So I haven't tried them that way, but you might be able to. Let's try it. All right, first up, I'm also going to show you, just because I've been showing it, I have it on my page, I think yesterday. A blue nail. It's beautiful. Oh, I'm glad you like it. We're going to make it. It's really easy. Let me put my name down here, guys. For anyone who's new or who doesn't know, I'm Lauren. I'm Inspo by Nails. Please go ahead and follow me on that account. If you ever have questions, ask. I'm happy to answer. Sometimes they might get missed over here on Sweetie Nail Supply. All right. There I am. I'm going to pin that. And anybody who needs any additional questions, just ask away. So when I said my account, I just put this up, I think, yesterday. This is Lua. It is hazel. They're really pretty. All right, so let's do this as a base because we're going to paint right over top of it with these. Some of the other bases I did because we're, who cares about base right now? We're just playing with these gel paints. Sweetie Nail Supply has a ton of good nail art brushes. And you guys know the Boxing Day sale is coming. It just arrived yesterday. Yay! That's awesome. I am glad to hear it. I mean, they're so fun. You're going to love them. Look at this hazel. It's so twinkly. Beautiful. I do love it. I just think it's Christmassy with that twinkle and glow. Anyone who knows Lua knows they're very easy to use cat eye, right? But they're very, very easy pull. Oh, liner brush number 1 from Sweetie's is your holy grail. The Sweetie Nail Supply brushes are excellent. And if you are lucky enough to grab them during a sale, oh my gosh, the pricing is insane how good it is. Yeah. You can't use them for stamping. Oh, I don't know. That's a good idea too. Actually, I saw something that I wanted to stamp the other day. I'll try it. I'll tell you what, whatever we don't get to today on the live, because I only like to keep these at max an hour because it's hard to watch back. I will try and I'll put up on my own page in Reels. Okay, so stamping's a good idea. Pat gels is a good idea. So let's see what we get to today. Okay. Yeah, and keep the questions coming. If you guys have questions about anything of Sweetie Nail Supply, let me know, even while we're live with these, because I'm happy to help you, and we all know the Boxing Day sale is coming up. So feel free to ask. All right, let's see if I missed anything. Did I miss anything? We didn't yet. All right, so the best thing about these, I love this, because you can see in reference now. You guys know how big these little things are. It's not taking up my whole table, right? But I have all of these colors, 20 colors. You have extra palettes for when you want to mix. These do mix really, really well. So let me just show you real quick. If we wanted to do something with like this red plaid, right? A basic red Christmas plaid. All you need is a black and you need a white. So for that, by the way, if you guys don't have this brush, this is another winner from Sweetie Nail Supply. This is the check brush. This is awesome for lines. I think you mean ombre, you mean like the Pat gels or the Baby Boomer gels. I have not tried that yet. I should try that. Maybe we'll try it while we're on here. All right, so all I'm going to do is take a little bit of this on the brush. You can't tell because I just used black. I'm going to try something different today. I know, 2 browns, right? Because you always have to mix that. And trust me, if you're making a darker green or a darker red, like we want to make maroon, you're going to want to mix it with a little brown. It's a little less harsh than black, and we'll do that for one, okay? But this is going to be, if you want to see how it's dragging out, go ahead and put it on a palette. But this is not something that you really have to work into the brush. When you're using gel paints, especially newer gel paints, you do not need to do that. I don't know how they got so good at this, but they did. But you see what I mean? And we all know when Lauren is live, she does lines crooked because I'm looking at the nail crooked. Apparently, I need to have it right in front of my face to make straight lines anymore, but we get the picture. So when you're using a gel paint to draw a line and you stop like this, you don't want to start right where you stopped. You go up a little bit and then pull down, okay? Because there's still some gel on the nail there. But look how quickly we can make like a nice line with the Sweetie Nail Supply check brush, okay? And then we can go sideways. Here, I'm going to flash cure real quick. Oh, I took my pin here and plugged it in just so I know that it has, a little battery. But I'm not going to flash it by these cute little paints, right? Beep, beep, beep. See, mine's so old, it's still pink. These things, these are great. They really are. All right. Is the tip straight? Is my tip straight? I don't know. I just put a bunch of little tips on here. I just plop them on there to show you guys stuff, right? I am looking around my phone, so that is part of my problem. When I'm live, I don't paint straight. I definitely don't. But you see how easy this is? They're so pigmented, but yet they glide really, really, really well. The brush. Look at this brush. Okay, this is the check brush from Sweetie Nail Supply. So it is a flat plaid type brush. It is incredible for, this is what I reach for every single time when it's like fall plaids, that kind of thing. It's just the perfect shape. And it's like not too wide. Sometimes those brushes are too soft or too wide and they spread out a little bit too much. This one is just, it's just perfect. We're going to pretend that's straight, okay? And we're going to cure this. All right. But you see what I mean? That is a solid opaque black. All right. Without it being thick or chunky or anything like that. I will tell you that Sweetie Nail Supply also has other great art gels. That would be D-Gel, gel painting pots, and Dino Gel. Okay, so those, if you're comparing these, and that's what I got a lot of questions about. How do they relate to, it is called Sweetie Nail Supply Check number 4. This is their number 4 brush. This is their check brush. Okay, it's amazing. It's so good. Look, it's so good that I've given mine a little curve. That's how much I use it. Back to the comparison. So I would say I use D-Gel painting pots for the most precise, tiny, tiny, tiny areas of painting, usually. These, the Mithmillo ArtFit and Dino, I use for bigger areas. So they're a little bit closer to the Dino gels. If you have those, or if you wanted a comparison, that is what I would kind of compare them to. I hope that makes sense. Yeah. All right, now let's go with some white. I just grabbed a liner brush here. Again, when you're playing with gel paints, gel is not going to go anywhere on this brush. Okay, when you're playing with gel out of a bottle, that color starts working its way up the brush, up the brush, up the brush. And you might have a little tiny bit at the tip, but you have a nice bead of color. The longer you wait, the higher it goes on those bristles. When you're working with gel paint, it stays exactly where you put it, which is amazing. All right, it makes our life much easier. So now we'll do a really fine line. You can use any liner that you like. I just mentioned the liners because the sale's coming up. And it's great to get brushes when they're on sale. But they have a ton of good brushes. I'll show you some other ones too. When I do a line on this side, because I feel like I'm going to mess this up because my black is kind of straight. But again, I'm not looking at my nail. I'm going around the side of my phone and I can't really see what I'm doing. We're going to pretend that's straight too. Just forgive me, guys. Hand painting's hard through the phone. But you guys get what I mean. These are just lovely, lovely to work with. Okay. Oh, see, I went down the side. No worries. Let's wipe it off. Just going to get a little brush and take that part off. Let's see. Did I miss any questions? I need the Sweetie Check and the petal brush. Yes, the petal brush is amazing too. Oh, maybe we'll use the petal for that. I think I got out something else. So me with brushes, right? I think 9mm is probably my favorite length of brush. That's the Sweetie number 2 liner brush. You could do liner 1, liner 2, etc. But their liners are great. The other thing I like is that check brush. It's a time saver. The petal brush, love that too. I also like a brush that has some bristles on it so that, let me try and do this so that I'm not, hold on guys. There we go. So that you can do bigger areas, because these you can use in bigger areas. And we're going to do that in just a second. It's like my depth perception's off when I do this through the phone. Maybe it's because I'm old. I don't know. But thank you guys for pretending that it looks good. But they're really nice gel paints. I love a gel paint. That's what Sheridan and I were talking about. She's like, I'm a sucker for a gel paint. Me too. I love a gel paint because they're really flexible. All right, so that little golden one is back out. And I wanted to show you, because someone mentioned it the other day, I want to show you Holly again on that. So everybody that has difficulty with Holly, we're going to make a color real quick. So this green is great. Both greens are great, but let's do a couple green colors. All right, so here is the regular green. You see that? I want to touch it with some brown and make a darker green. All right, I like a darker green. All right, so they mix really, really well. We're also going to make like a darker red. All right, so you can make whatever colors you want. If you find yourself making something a lot, go ahead and put it in one of those extra palettes if you get the palette. Okay, but that's like a little bit of an army green, right? And then we could do this with black. And you're not going to need a lot of black to make a foresty green. Okay, can you guys see that? Yeah. Oh my gosh, yeah, Lua. I'll show you guys the palette of that, because I don't think we'll go live for them. I don't think they'll last. They go pretty quickly, and it's only a set of 6. But I think you can get those individually too. Just because we're on here, let me show you. All right, hold on. Here it is. This is Lua Hazel. So this one's really light. This is the one I just used. They are twinkly beautiful. Okay. More orangey. And then look at that brown. Almost has a reddish brown. Like look at this. They are always so great. So that's what we just used on this now. Okay, Hazel. So many things, guys. That's why I like my DMs to be open, because yeah, you can get lost on there, right? You can. All right, so we are going to do some tiny holly, and I want to show you like a little tiny shortcut that I like to do. I just put a little light green in there too. I hope we didn't do this on another live. We might have. If you worry about the inhibition layer of another color being on there, go ahead and wipe it before hand painting. Another thing is, if you have different layers of colors and you feel like the base is lumpy bumpy, a good idea is to put a clear over top before hand painting. You want your surface to be even so your brush isn't catching on anything, right? Okay, so for holly, split the leaf. Okay, this is just a little tip. If you split the leaf, see how fine this can be? And I love painting on cat eye, because then when you turn the nail, you're still going to see the hand painted design. All right, so holly is going to be down and up. All right. Down and up. You see that? And then we're going to swoop it back down. Okay, so that's half of a holly leaf. See that? Okay. Then we're just going to fill it in. And I know I'm still using a tiny, tiny brush. You could use a larger one. We're going to use a larger one in just a second so I can show you how these fill in really well, because they do. You can even use these wet on wet, and we'll do that for another part to mix them, you know, make them look a little bit more artsy, or have the shadows, etc., playing with one another. All right, so, but that is 1/2 of a pokey holly leaf, okay? Then we're going to do, oh, you're too sweet. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like it. What I do, I don't connect the two leaves. So I'm going to leave a little slice of this flashy cat eye between this part of the holly leaf and then, oh, I got a rogue hair. I see it. I mean, a rogue brush hair. And then this part of the holly leaf. You see what I mean? See that in the middle? And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. And they do not have to match up. Like this poke doesn't have to be the same as this poke. Just as long as you do a few of those little pokey bits coming up and then back down, up, and then back down. All right. And we can even make that line between them thinner if you want to. But this creates a holly leaf pretty darn easily. And it looks really tricky, but it's really not. Honestly, I'd whip that out super fast if I wasn't looking to only the right side of the nail, right? So you do one there. And then you can do another one. Take it off the nail somewhere. But again, like up and down. All right. And then put the center part, right? And you're like, Lauren, it looks like garbage. Just fill it in. Fill it in. I promise it'll look really cute. All right. But this is why I love a great gel paint. You can create any color you want. They blend beautifully to create whatever color you want. And with a set of 20, you've got a great base already, okay? And then you can create whatever color that you want, like a darker green, etc. This one doesn't need much, right? It's already at the end. So I'm going to put a pokey bit there. If you want, you can connect them. All right. And then let's just simply look at this red. This red is what's on my nails right now. I love this red. It's a great red. It's like a cherry red. And did you notice I'm not curing anything? These are not going anywhere. I could sit this down, go have lunch and come back, and this will stay exactly as it looks right now. So that is the cool thing about gel paints. That is why anyone who wants to hand paint more, you need gel paints. You just do. They make your life 1,000 times better, okay? So let's cure that now. They make your life so much easier, it's not even funny, okay? What is the name of the palette? The palette is called Mithmillo. That's the brand, ArtFit, okay? Right now, if you get the full set, you get this little palette with it, okay? But Mithmillo is the brand, ArtFit is the collection, and here are the 20 gel paints that you get. That's what we're playing with. If you go back and look at the beginning, I'll show you you see the box and all the individual gel paints. They're precious. They're these cubes, and there is so much in there You will use these for a very, very, very long time. All right. All right. Now, we got 2 done, really. Let's move on to something else. Another thing that I find very impressive about these is, let's say you want something that has a very dark art palettes like the one in this collection sold separately. Not that I am aware of right now. Sheridan, you can check, but usually they come with whatever collection is being sold. I love them matte like this, but I want to show you this, and this. Oh, and it's already 12:30. All right, let me show you really quick. This is an easy one. Maybe we'll skip the, maybe we'll skip the chroming part. All right, so again, if you want to play with these in a larger scale, like you want a bigger, what do you call it? Section or area, that is not a problem with these. So if you wanted to do like a French, or if you wanted to do like a full nail, you can. I honestly find full nail with gel paints to be a little bit more difficult than me just grabbing a color, right? They're gels and they have to be cured. Yes, they do have to be cured and they are gels. Yes, absolutely. All right. So we are going to take, actually, I'm going to make another color real quick. You do have to keep this out of direct light, right? But it's a nice tight little palette. You see? Very tight. It's nice. 60 seconds. You want a nice lamp. I don't want you thinking that you're going to get a full cure of a gel paint. And the reason for that is, look how pigmented gel paints are. They are almost solid. So you do need, at least a 45-watt lamp with the right nanometers to cure things, right? So you do want to do that. You can't use like the, I don't know, one that has 3 bulbs or something and think you're going to get a good cure. You're not. Art palette, watercolor palettes are amazing. Yeah, there's all kinds of things you could use. And you can even look on Amazon, etc. It's honestly a great way to store all your gel paints. Like, so you can get ones that are longer and you can put in like, here's my Mithmillo ArtFit. Here are my Dino gels. Here are, so that's a great way to store those gels. It really is. All together. All right, so we're going to make a kind of a lighter lemon lime color. Just want to show you that you can use, maybe even lighter than this. You can use these to paint big areas. And we want to make like a burgundy. So we'll put some red into like that blackish area or brown. And make a quick Christmas design. This was a very popular design like years ago. I don't remember who originally started it, but I was like, oh, that green, maroon. But you see, you can always use these colors, guys, over and over. These mix very beautifully together to easily make another color. Sometimes that's not always the case. When you're talking about textured gels, certain ones mix better than others. All right. So these do. All right. Not that they're textured gels, but you know what I mean. All right. So this time we're going to grab a bigger brush. All right. Turn this around, get it out of the way so that we can still see. You can use these like this on the nail to do a much bigger spot. All right, I'm still not chunking it on, but let's do a bigger area. If you do characters, etc., sometimes you know that you want to do a bigger area. You just use a little bit more. It's still nice and thin, okay? It's not chunky on the nail. You can use a brush that has some hairs. By that I mean this. You could use the check brush again. This has a few hairs on it, right? You could use the petal brush. Oh, this still has some black on it. Hold on. And I'm just pinching. Okay, so we discussed how they are different from D-gel painting gels. They are similar, but they're a little softer. So I feel like D-gel painting gels are amazing. I love them. I use them often. But I use them for like the most precise precision painting. I feel like you need that clear in between when you're using D-gel. You know, like you need that clear leveling layer. These, you don't. All right, so they're a little softer, a little bit more forgiving with large areas, etc. So I love them both. I use them both, but I do feel like they're a little different. If you've tried Dino gel paints, these are a little bit more similar to that consistency. And I feel like I did not mix enough of this, so we're going to use the regular green. Okay. Does that make sense? Have you used Dino gels? These are also no wipe. D-gel is not, okay? So D-gel is not a no wipe paint. D-gel definitely needs a top coat. These can be chromed. I was going to show you that. All right, so now we see. Here's one spot. While that's on there, we're going to go to the maroon because we can. You see, even over a dark green, you can do a big area of color, right? And it covers it because they're super pigmented. All right, then we're going to do white. Here, let me wipe this off real quick, and I'll go into the white right from the little paint palette. Yeah, I love D-gel. Have a lot of D-gel gel paints. They're great. But I find I use them more for those precision areas than I do for, you know, bigger areas of a gel paint section. I feel like they hold their spot so much. They don't really self-level and they're not soft. These are softer. And it's not like they self-level, but the spreadability is easier. I don't know how else to describe that, but I think you get it. Yay. All right, so this is really unattractive until we put some details on it, okay? But that's what it's supposed to look like. Here, I'm going to put a little bit more green because I was being a little too sparing. You see what I mean, though? It's easy to do these big sections of color. I like that. And it's not chunky. It's not too thick, right? Sticky, thick. All right. So we're going to cure that real quick. We got these two done. All right. And let me show you this real quick. All right. So I think you guys get that part. Let me do the blue. Let's do the blue. All right. So again, if you're using something, if you want to make something that has a bigger space, like these are not, there's a bigger space of the blue, right? Like this. You can use a brush that has more than 2 hairs, okay? Let's do this blue this time. Let's do the turquoise. All right. So if I want to do this design, remember, we don't have to be super precise until we do the chrome part, okay? So I'm basically just putting this blue on here. See how nice and pigmented that is? And we can pull out some pointy ends if we want to. But basically, we are just getting some paint on the nail in the major part of the design, right? And I would usually, because I like to see the full design, I usually take a line or two and connect these. It is really pretty. And this is one lots of times you have to mix, or it doesn't usually come in like a mixed set. Although I think Dino has a nice turquoise too. I think they do. But this is a nice addition from Mithmillo. I really like it. All right, so then we're going to go back to our big brush. I want a big area, really. And let's say we do this. You see, you could even leave a little bit, to pretend that's a curve that way. You could even leave a little bit of a raised ridge if you wanted to with these, because you just can. But I feel like, and you guys will understand this, you can use whatever type of brush you're most comfortable with. It's going to hold this gel, all right, and it's going to work, which is also kind of incredible, you know? Even a big old brush will work with these, which is cool. Or one with two hairs like this, okay? So you can get as detailed or as fine as you want. Let's just do that. All right, ready? This one also has dots. All right, we're just going to use the white, or you could use the tan, whatever you want. I do like a dot around the holidays. All right, you want to think about when you're curing something this thick as gel paint. You don't really want to flash cure unless you have to for something small, like part of the design or something, because you don't want it to cure just real quick. You don't want it in out of the light like that. You don't want it wrinkling, although I haven't had any of these wrinkle yet. That does happen with really pigmented polishes, so just be careful of that. Yes, you could run a pin cure across it real quick to keep something in place for like a plaid, but most of the time you do all your painting at once and you stick it in for this 60 seconds, okay? Stick the hand in for 60 seconds. All right, so we do have to cure those. I think this is cured. Again, this is no wipe, so just to show you, if we wanted to, before we do chrome for good, for real on the outsides, you should be able to, technically, we should be able to do some of this too. All right, see? You see that? All right, to really chrome it, what I want to do is cover this nail in a matte, all right? And you guys know it. You know it. I love it. MD gel, matte top gel. Okay, this stuff is what I grab every time when I'm doing isolated chrome. I know there are a lot of options. There's a lot of very good options, but I do grab this one. And I'll show you why. Because I always have no trouble with isolated chrome when I'm using this underneath it. Okay. And we're going to use like the brown gel paint, all right, to chrome a solid gold around that, okay? Same here, all right? So again, let's just use this. And we can go in and do chrome details on top of this. That's what kind of makes this design. All right, as long as we have that mat underneath there, it is going to work. All right. All right, so we didn't do the poinsettias, but that's kind of the same thing. Okay, we could do some real quick. Oh, we still have time. And then we can try and pat something. Problem with the pat gels on these little stands is sometimes you need to be more firm, right? That doesn't always work. All right, so here we go with a poinsettia, very fast. Again, this is a split kind of design. And that would be a poinsettia now to me. All right, let's get a darker red too. And I like it kind of scratchy like this. More artistic, right? You can do that with these too. You don't have to keep them all perfect. All right. Poinsettias have a lot of leaves, but ours don't have to. They don't. Do you guys hear that crow? Jeez. It's really squawking. All right. Again, we're playing with gel paints, so what are we doing? We're just painting it all at the same time, right? Sorry, guys. I inhaled something when I just took a breath. Now I'm going to sneeze. Sorry. Hold on. Okay, I think I got myself together. Goodness, what is it about me going live and choking? Do you see? We can use the light green, the dark green. We can do these more artistic looks. All right. More oil painty-ish. Abstract almost. So these are very, very versatile. Use them for all kinds of things. Like I said, they even encourage that you could use them as full nail coverage. I'm just much faster rather than trying to do a full coat of something that's a thicker gel. I'm much faster with a bottle for that part. All right. Got these all done. Let's cure this. We'll go back in for the center. All right, so I'm going to wipe the inhibition layer of this. And we're going to do a couple fast things. All right. Just wiping it. You don't have to. It's a no wipe, but I do it. It's a habit when I'm doing isolated chrome. All right, so for this side, we're going to do the black or the brown or whatever color you want. I want to do a dark color because I want to do a really fine, detailed fern type thing. I don't know what you call them, leaves, fern. See how fine you can get with this? So tiny. This is going to be the tiniest gold detail. And then we'll get a little bit more bold on the other one. I love them. I think, yay, new gel paints. I love new gel paints. Seriously, those crows are having like a little get together. Liner 2. Sweetie Nail Supply is the shorter one. Liner 1 is the longer one. They are both incredibly good liners. And remember, don't douse your liners in cleaner, etc. Wipe them. You can use a brush cleanser if you want to. All right, definitely cap them and definitely clean them. If you clean one thing before you leave your nail space, make sure it's your brushes. Yep, right out of the pan. You do not have to work this into the brush. Okay, you don't have to work it in there. Remember that? The olden days, like, work the gel in. You don't have to. All right, 30 seconds. 30 seconds, let's chrome it. Let's put here. And the only reason I'm off to the side is because I have this messy palette over here. Let's go in here, all right, and put some yellow. Okay. And we can put some brown. All right. We can put some colored. This is not, I don't know what color our berries should be because the nail is white. So let's put some hot pink berries. Why not? Oh, that's cute. And then I want to show you what it looks like matte. Okay. Okay, so this is Mithmillo ArtFit, brand new art gels, gel paints, drawing gel collection, 20 colors from Mithmillo at Sweetie Nail Supply. I don't know why I went holiday, guys. I guess because, you know, it is holiday-ish. Let's chrome the black. Any of them will chrome. All right. Use any chrome you want. See? Voila. Much cuter nail now, isn't it? All right. Wipe off the excess. All right. That is that MD Gel Matte. Always. Perf. Okay. This one would take about 9. Oh, don't dip it in the blue gel paint like I just did. All right. Don't do that. It didn't go in. It looked like it did, but it didn't. All right. Now we are going to use another color. Let's use the brown. What I like about lining with gel paints that, what do you call it? Ken Chrome, sorry, is that you can see what the heck you're doing, right? It doesn't always have to be black or white. I like being able to see what I'm doing before chroming, right? And you can do the whole thing. Can even go like that if we want. Can do the whole thing before curing, all right? Because they're gel paints. All right, they're going to be just fine. They're going to stay exactly where we put them. But see, you can really see what we're doing here, right? Even on these delicate areas. All right, let's start here. All right. Pull this down. We even want to do this little tiny bit down here. And you can fill up a nail. You can just do a little part of a nail. Whatever. Versatile. And we appreciate that, right? They are a good match without chrome, right? Brown and turquoise is always a good idea. You are correct. But you can get as fine as you want, as thick as you want. I would not chunk a gel paint. Listen, they're pigmented. You don't need to make it thick and huge. Definitely. Maybe we'll use copper. I don't know. The gold's right here. Let's save time. All right. 30 seconds. And I promise I will try as a pat gel. And wait, what was the other question? Remember? And I said, oh, I don't know. That's a good idea. Oh, stamping. I'll try. I'm not the best stamper though, you guys. I'm faster with hand painting, so I think that's why I didn't stamp. All right, so let's matte top coat this one. I'm going to use Yummy. Okay, so this is Mithmillo. I do love a gel paint that looks nice matte. I like this little Christmas nail. It's kind of cute with the pink berries. All right, we're going to chrome this. Again, this is just, I don't know, they're versatile. I like them. I'm using them and I'm liking them. That's the bottom line there. I'm really liking them. I don't know. Nothing beats gold and turquoise, right? Nice. Just very easy to use. You saw we used it thicker, thinner, etc. Very, very, very simple. Great consistency. Great for mixing. And then when I pull that matte one out, I'm going to show you what I mean. We did a lot of using color at the same time on that poinsettia one, and you'll see it as soon as I can pull it up with the matte, because there won't be that reflective shine for you guys. Now, if you see gold on those leaves, it's because we did put some gold on them before I put the matte on, just to show that that turquoise could also, what do you call it? I'm going to guess it can. But, you know, I have a lot of pat gels or ombre gels or baby boomer gels, so I have not tried these as that. But I will do it and put it up on my stories at least, because I am seeing that often. I guess people are using gel paints for that, and it's quite possible. It does a great job. I just haven't tried it. That and stamping. I will try it. Definitely. All right, so see what I mean here? When we use multiple colors on the brush, you can get this kind of look by just using different colors on the brush. Light green, dark green, light green with the whitish. Okay, light green and dark green, etc. So you can have a more artistic look too with these, because they blend really, really, really well with 2 colors on the brush, 3 colors on the, whatever you want to do. Or you lay down the dark and then you hit it with a little light. So they're soft and they can blend really easily together. So yeah. Okay, so that's my goal. I will get those, to not drop you guys off the table, to get you guys a sample of it being used as an ombre / pat. And also with the stamping, I'll try both. I'll put them up on my wall. This, again, for those who came in later, this is what it looks like if you get the collection. They look like this. They are big, beautiful cubes of gel paint. Okay, take one out. They're actually in foam. They came like this. All right, that's what they look like. I put them into the tiny palette so I didn't have all the individuals out on the desk. Okay, but they're absolutely gorgeous, and they are going to last you a very, very long time. Okay, please do not use them in a chunky way. They are very pigmented. You know, it's hard for light to pass through when you have such pigmented gels. So definitely remember that, okay? And use appropriately. All right. And I will save this. Again, any questions at all? I know the sale's coming up after Christmas, so if you have any questions, just let me know. I will be happy to help you or assist you. Yeah. And I will keep you posted on ombre / pat / baby boomer and stamping as well. My guess, yeah, they probably work for both. They're very, very, what do you call it? Versatile. Yeah. But thanks for joining me. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be coming back here. So keep that in the calendar. But I hope everyone has an amazing holiday. And I thank you for joining me. Thank you for participating. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.